This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I might have done an episode talking on this particular subject before. It might even have been this year. I really don't remember things, but I just feel that there are newer people every day either getting onto the internet or discovering my podcast. And I feel that it needs to be established that there's a difference between being disrespectful and criticizing somebody. And a lot of the times people like to use criticism as a way to disrespect somebody, and that's something that I'm not with that. I'm not with that at all, because I've had my fair share of people quote unquote criticizing me, and I've said this before actually. I just recently talked on this when I was talking on the Jax Films and SS Sniper Wolf situation, that disrespect shouldn't either. I don't know if I made a podcast episode talking about, I think I might have tweeted it, but criticism shouldn't come with racist comments, threatening comments, harassing myself and my friends and other content creators that I'm cool with. I mean like friends, like people that I went to school with. And then on the separate side of like the other side of my friendship with people, then yeah, content creators, that's not criticism. Criticism shouldn't involve people hating on my videos for 4 years straight and coming up with lies and rumors and all this other stuff. So that's why when they try to come at me with the whole criticism debate, the criticism argument, I'm not listening to it, because I'm like, nah, bro, my thing is this. If somebody asks me, right, to criticize, and I've had this happen before. I remember it was one of my friends when she had got into content creating. She, this is like back in high school. I'm not even on like talking. Well, it's not like things ended on like bad terms. It's just like, nah, old friend. Let me correct myself, old friend. But anyways, regardless, this old friend, they got into YouTube. They uploaded their first video. They asked me to watch it. They asked me to talk on it. And this was like prior, before I was doing reactions and stuff. So I had said what I needed to say to her face. And I was flat out honest with her. I'm like, hey, look, you need to loosen up. I get it. It's your first few videos. Everybody, their first video, it's kind of, it might be cringy to some. It might be a little hard to record. But it's, as the time go on, you will get better, all right? And that was one thing where I was cracking jokes, but I was letting her know, like, hey, look, your videos are entertaining. I want to watch more of them and stuff. It's going to take some time, but yeah, it's like, your videos are entertaining. But yeah, I remember she, in that video, she wasn't blinking. She seemed so nervous, and I brought up all of that. And that's the thing, even today, where somebody were to come to me and they ask me, hey, can you watch my video and give it like your true, honest criticism? I will let them know if they made mistakes. And that's the thing where it's all like, I'm going to be flat out honest with them. And that's why a lot of the times I don't be wanting to react to a person's like personal video, especially if they come to me, because I find myself where it's like when they do things like that, I might say something, rude or disrespectful. So that's why I just keep my opinion to myself, because at times where people have asked me to react to their content, I usually don't like it. I don't know why it's like that, but I'm like, if I go out of my way and find that content, then that's one thing. And if regardless of whether I like it or not, it's all like, but no, if I don't like it, then yeah, I'm not gonna do no reaction or talk about it or any of that stuff. I'm just gonna leave. And I feel like that's much more easier than having it where it's like if somebody come to me and they want me to react to their video and I don't like it, because there's been times people have asked me and I watched that video and I'm like, I'm not posting this, I'm not reacting to this is not good, bro. And that's the thing where I'm all like, but I at least have the respect to not post it, that reaction where I'm being disrespectful, because I guarantee and I promise you, if I was posting videos like that, the same people that so-called claim, oh, I need to accept criticism, I need to do this, I need to do that, I guarantee and I promise you, I might even put that to the test one day. I'm not even tell them like what video it is, but just be overly critical in that video and just see how people respond to it. Like just say some of the most disrespectful, all the stuff that people have quote unquote criticized in my comment sections about my videos. I'll say all that stuff. Be racist, be disrespectful, talk on this person's harass their friends, talk on their personal life, all that stuff. Just so I can see how people will overall react to it. Because I'm curious. That's that type of stuff that's going to leave me curious, So... But anyways, it's all like if there's at times where people ask me to react to their videos, I'm like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not going to react to it. I'm going to have that respect for themselves and their channel to not react to it. And if they want my true, honest opinion, I'm like, without a reaction, because I felt like I probably would have said something that would have discouraged your content creating career, and I don't want to do that. But I'm going to let you know, you need a little bit more practice. All right. If they think that video is good, I'm like, hey, that's your thought. I'm all like, if you wanted my opinion, then that's my opinion. But if you want to continue on with that content, prove me wrong. That's the thing that I'm not afraid to say to people, is that if I don't like their video, but they love their video, I'm like, then prove me wrong. I want you to be able to get up in front of in a crowd of people at some award show winning an award for your type of videos. And I want you to prove me wrong. I want that for you. I want that amount of success for you, to where you are a well-known, recognized content creator because of the content that I didn't approve of. Everybody else approves of it. I want that for that person. I don't want nothing else besides that validation from the world and not mine. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm not afraid for some stuff like that to happen. I'm like, I encourage people to do some stuff. If I don't like your video, if I'm overly critical of it, then there you go. But yeah, I just don't go out of my way to say anything, criticizing, because like I said, a lot of the times, criticism is disrespectful. All right, it's just flat out disrespectful. You look at times where it's that's why you don't really hear nobody when they don't be wanting to do nothing with Rotten Tomato, because it's all like Rotten Tomato, like somebody will come out with a movie, right? Put their heart and soul in that movie. That's been a movie that they've been wanting to put out since they were a teenager. They put out this movie, they do amazing with it. It sells in the box office, all this other stuff. It's one of the best movies to come out in this year, for an example, right? Rotten Tomato will give that movie a bad rating and point out all these things that nobody's even thinking about. Cause I just want to point out the time when they had gave Need for Speed a bad rating. Hold on for a second. Need for Speed movie, Rotten Tomato. They gave that movie a 23%. So there's read a critic's review. So one guy, he goes on to say, it's nowhere near a perfect movie, and where there should be humor, there is often less of an audible laugh and more of an awkward chuckle. What does that even mean? It's a racing movie. What was supposed to be funny about that movie? There was some funny scenes in that movie. Like, they would crack jokes here and there, say things here and there. But how is it that I'm like, nah, bruh. See, and that's the thing where it's all like, me being a fan of this movie, and this is something that I've said before where I talked on like a fan watching their favorite content creator, I'm not paying attention to that. I'm a fan of the cars that they have in that movie. I'm a fan of the action. That's what I was watching that movie for. I'm saying you out there watching it for a laugh. See, that's what I'm saying. There'd be people that's watching something, expecting something else, and it's like, fam, that's not what that movie is. Let's just see if when you look it up, what kind of movie is Need for Speed? Action, adventure, drama, thriller, crime film, sports, crime fiction. There's nothing in there that's supposed to be humorous. So that's why I'm like, what are they talking about? Like, see, that's why I'm nah. And then they gave a 2.5 out of 5. They did this in 2020. Like, yeah, bro. It's like, ain't nobody thinking of that. They're not thinking of, like, oh, what's going to be funny in that movie. This other guy, I think he was giving it a better review, but it's like a lot of, like, so for those that are confused by, like, Rotten Tomatoes, so, like, if you see a tomato, review or like a emblem, then that means that it's good. But if you see like a green splat, then that means that it's bad. So this person, I guess, gave it a good rating, but there was like a car crazy story where characters take a backseat to the action. But if you know what a 2-lane grasshopper is, then you'll probably get a kick out of the driving scenes. 2-lane grasshopper. Oh, I think that was the scene where he jumped off of this hill and then slammed into some like grass or something. So yeah, I was like, okay. And see, yeah, it was all like he's more so talking on the car perspective of the movie. Literally, when you look at the cover art of the movie, they show one character and they show 4 cars. It's not, and if you played the video games, that's what I would say to this person. If you play the video games, then you know that there's nothing supposed to be comedy or humorous about this movie. There are even in the video games, there ain't no humor in the video games. It's literally you getting behind the wheel of a car and driving at high speeds. I'm confused. But so anyways, this next person, they gave it a bad rating. They're going to say, if the uninspired foundation wasn't bad enough, many of the central characters' motivations are either contradicted or never explained. What? Like, oh my god. So I guess they're like this sort of motivation on why the characters was. So if you had watched the movie, all right, I'm gonna spoil it for people. The movie is almost 10 years old, so if you haven't seen it, you haven't seen it. The main character's best friend got killed in a car accident, and the car accident was caused by his worst enemy. Throughout the movie, he is driving from New York to California to beat this guy in the race. I feel like that's his motivation. The main guy, yeah, the villain, he just wanted to make money. I don't know what other things you can say. I'm saying, like, I'm confused by it. Like, I don't know, bro. It's like I feel like that was a good explanation right there. You know, it's just I don't know. This guy is just it makes no sense. But anyways, then the other person, they gave it a bad rating. They say the best way to approach Need for Speed is mindlessly. And that's another thing where it's like, you know, in most like video game movies, like, yeah, you'll see where it'll be based off of the game. That's if they have like one game in the series. So like, for an example, The Last of Us TV series was based off of the video game. But if they had like multiple different stories, where exactly are they supposed to start? So, like, that's what confuses me, where it's like when a person that is not, like, they're not really a fan of, like, car movies or, like, the series and the video games and all that stuff, it's like, you wouldn't know that there's many different Need for Speed stories out there. Let's just look up the Need for Speed video games real quick. Video game list. They got Unbound, which is about, it's about, like, a guy trying to get his, car back and help out, I don't know who this guy is supposed to be, but it's like, that story, the Need for Speed Unbound story is different from the Need for Speed Heat story, and the Need for Speed Heat story is different from the Need for Speed Payback story, and the Need for Speed Payback story is different from the 2015 Need for Speed story, and same goes on with every other Need for Speed game. It was like, there's the one, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, it didn't even have no story. You were just literally just driving around, just either racing, completing times, or if you were a cop, yeah, you was chasing down cars, or yeah, completing times for the cops. So it's like, there's no story that you really can go based off of, especially if you want like a fresh start to like a Need for Speed movie or TV series, or when it comes to like the big screens, yeah, you want to do something different, especially if there's like many stories that you can go based off of, and they probably got overwhelmed, and they was like, okay, well, you know what, let's just come up with a different story. So Then I'm gonna read this last one, and then after that, they gave it a D plus. How do you give a movie like a school grade rating? That's crazy. But anyways, so the person goes on to say, Need for Speed continues the trend of video game turned into films. The trend hasn't been a good one. So, and that the thing is this, I'll agree on that. There has been times where they have made movies based off of video games, but see, that's the thing though. If a person likes that movie, what's wrong with that? You know, and that's something where I just, it confuses me, because it's like me being a fan of that movie, and it's like, there was somebody, I remember somebody had brought that up. I can't remember when exactly they did, but I just remember there was a time where I had said that, I think I even was talking on that, where there's like, people are gonna not like the Need for Speed movie, and I'm like, that's on them. I'm still gonna watch this movie any chance I can get to. Matter of fact, I might make some time, either within this week or next week, to watch Need for Speed, because it's a good movie. I'm trying to see, like, let's see if it's like on a streaming service real quick. Hold on for a second. Need for Speed movie streaming. Watch. They got it on Amazon. Oh, they got it on Amazon. Ooh, no, no. I think you have to buy it and things. Well, I do have the. Nah, they don't have this movie on no Disney Plus. Nah, that's crazy. Nah, they don't have that movie on no. It wasn't even a Disney movie. What do they mean? Do they have it? Oh, but it's like it's available in a different country. That's crazy. I don't even get why. Oh, they got it on Tubi. Oh no, they don't have it on Tubi. Why they out here got these things, and it's like it ain't even. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I just search up Need for Speed movie. Oh, they got it was like Showtime, where you can watch it on there and things. But other than that, I'm like, oh no, oh you can watch it on Hulu. I might subscribe to Hulu again, because I was like, oh, they got it where you can watch now on Sling. Is Sling? Do you have to like pay for Sling, or is Sling like Hold on for a second. Let me. I'm gonna mute it, and I'm gonna see if it's if it plays out. Can you actually watch this movie? I'm so confused. You actually can watch this on here. That's so confusing. Oh, okay, no, you can't. I don't know what that was, but anyways. But I do remember there was a time where somebody had got on me about Need for Speed being my favorite movie, and they was all like, oh, I can tell he's like, they said something stupid. They was like, based off of the fact that Need for Speed is his favorite movie, and I'm thinking to myself, what's wrong with that? Do you know how many bad movies out there exist, and then that's somebody's favorite movie? For an example, there's this one, it's like an old scary movie, but it's such like one of those, it's one of those movies where it's like the acting is bad, but it doesn't really matter, because it's just the movie got some scenes in there where it's like it's interesting. But there's this old like 80s movie called Night of the Demons, and I'm telling you, that movie, it's like it's one of those movies where when you sit down and watch it, it's all like, I know these guys did not think that was good acting. I know those guys have to be like, after like now that they're like probably in their 50s and 60s and stuff, they sit back and they watch that movie and they're all like, oh man, my acting in that movie was just awful like that. And even if they do think that their acting was good, I'm all like, okay, hey, that's that. At the end of the day, that is their opinion, okay? But what I say is my opinion. And that's overall, before I even talk any further, that's what I think overall what people's criticism is. And they want it to be so valid, but their criticism is their opinion. And a lot of people, because they realize, I think a lot of people out there, they think that if you use the word criticism, then it sounds more like, you know, like it sounds better than saying that it's your opinion. Because if you start off by saying, oh, this is my honest opinion on the matter, ain't nobody gonna care about your opinion. You know, but if it's like, oh, this is my honest criticism about it, then they thinking, oh yeah, I'm some popular critic or something. I'm like, you're not, bro. I'm like, you're a 20-something-year-old man that it's like that's working a 9 to 5 probably. I'm like, your criticism it's literally taking criticism from a random person. All right, so yeah, that's why it's just, to me, the criticism, it just doesn't matter, because I'm all like, it's just from random people. It ain't like it's from the people that I actually watch, the people that I actually will want criticism from, because I'm saying, it's like a random person giving me criticism. I think everybody knows my stand on people's criticism towards me and my content. I'm not going to care about that type of stuff. So, But anyways, and that being said, I was going to say something, but I completely forgot what I was going to say, but I felt like that was a good way of ending off this episode. So anyways, thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Make sure you follow me across all social media platforms at TMossBoss, and make sure you like and subscribe if you're viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.